previous episode on the Great Mexican Road Trip.
It was summer 2012. Got this photo on the shelf of you and I. Our friends knew you and I would end. At the end of the month, we said we would run, but then your ride came and they took you away. You were mine till the end of summer. Each day that I pass by that place, I wonder.
Hello guys, welcome to the third episode of this Road Trip in Mexico series. In our last episode we went to Teotihuacan, and in this episode we'll be heading to Cancun. It was the first day when we left from Mexico City to Cancun. We took a flight with Polaris. It was a 1.5 hour flight, and flight wasn't the most comfortable. Seats were cramped, but we arrived around 8:30 in Mexico, in Cancun, and we already booked the car ahead. So the first thing that we went to do was pick up our car at Dollar. And once you arrive at Cancun at the airport, there are all these car companies where you can just give your reservation number and they will have a car to bring you to the place where they have the car stored. Mostly in Terminal 2. And we picked up our car and they were pretty good without any hassles. And we went to our apartment. And yeah, we arrived late, so we decided to walk through Cancun and scout the area. And the thing is about Cancun, you either hate it or you love it. And for us, we didn't like it too much. No disrespect to Americans, but Cancun is very American and it's very fake. They have all these big hotels, and like the hotel across our apartment was like a mini White House with two statues of Liberty on top. It was called the Rio Hotel. It just looked so fake. And When you went to the nightlife, it was like all these big clubs with all these Americans drinking, and like I said, no disrespect to Americans, there are a lot of nice people there too. Yeah, we like the more smaller places from Mexico, and we like to be with more of the local people. And fortunately, we had a car, so we weren't stuck to Cancun, and that's what we did. Our first full day, we went and checked out the cenotes in the area, and we had one cenote. It was closer to Playa del Carmen, so it was a good 1.5 hour drive. But the first cenote we visited in Mexico was cenote Cristobalino, or something like that. And it's a small cenote, but the water is crystal clear, and a small cave, but it's mostly an open water cenote.
Would you take my breath if I gave all that's left and you could breathe again? I'd never take it back or ask to change your act so you could feel again. But as time moves on and these enemies break you down, don't give up on your hope now. I'll be there if it falls down. As time moves on and these enemies break you down, don't give up on your hope now. I'll be there if it falls down.
For those that don't know what a cenote is, a cenote is basically a cave with water in it, so a cave where you can swim. But the thing is, not all cenotes are above ground. Some caves are under the water, so it's actually a lot of cenotes are just a big lake, and you won't notice it unless you're diving, which you can do. You can dive in cenotes if you have advanced diving certificates and so many log dives. Yeah. So cenotes, yes. That was the only cenote we visited. We went into Playa del Carmen for like the end of the afternoon and went to the beach there. The beach of Playa del Carmen, I must say, is better than Cancun, where we'll get to the next point. Second day we went to the beach. We went to Delfinis Beach in Cancun. It's a bit off the hotel. It's in the hotel zone, but it's a bit further away from the big resorts. So there are no hotels on Delfinis.
You like a supernova, you light up my dark, you burn me like fire, and tear me apart, and when I think it's over, you suck me in like a black hole. Floating in your universe, baby, orbiting around, you got me hypnotized, feeling so scared, need you to save me. It's like you're my savior and my demise. You're like poison in my veins, and it's driving me insane. When I look into those eyes, I might as well be lost in space.
Delfines means like dolphins in Spanish. And it's a nice white beach and a very relaxed atmosphere in Delfines. But if you go to Playa del Carmen, I think it's nicer because they also have all these palm trees and everybody's there on the beach chilling, drinking, and like socializing. And I think the most fun part we did in Cancun was on our third day, when we decided to go to islands. We wanted to go to Isla Mujeres, but we were up a bit later and the next boat was at 3 o'clock and we had to return at 6. There are no ferries that go with a car later in the evening. So we decided to drive the road further up and go to Isla Blanca. And once you go to Isla Blanca, you have to have your own car for first. And there's not a real solid road there. It's like a sandy off-road terrain. So you have to go through all these hobbles on the roads, but once you go through that road and go up for about an hour's drive, you get to the first part where, like on the left you have the big lagoon and on the right you have the ocean. And we first stopped at the ocean and we noticed there were not many people there and all the people were local. So we just had to chill out moment there and swim and took our drone for shots, roll in the shots.
Take your chances, it's fine. Not like it's gonna run away, he said. In certain circumstances, it hides all the courage that you take instead. A lot of talking, not a lot of go. You start walking and you take it slow. You're on your own. You start mocking and I let it go. Don't know why it's on my fault. You're on your own. I won't remember what you take. I'm sailing away. I'll run away and end your game. I'm afraid of heartbreak. Talking, not a lot of go. Start walking and you take it slow. You're on your own. You start mocking and I let it go. Don't know why it's on my fault. You're on your own. I won't remember what you take. I'm sailing away. I'll run away and end your games. I'm afraid of heartbreak. A lot of talking, not a lot of go. You start walking and you take it slow. You're on your own. You start mocking and I let it go. Don't know why it's on my fault. You're on your own.
No, after the beach, we decided to go to drive a bit ahead and search for somewhere to eat. And a little bit further up, you had a few restaurants. And the thing you need to know, if you don't like fish, then you're screwed, because they only serve fish there. The dish what I took was ceviche. Ceviche is like fish cooked in like acid type of taste, and I didn't like it. My friend Gus, he does like it. Yeah, it just has to suit your taste. You like it or you hate it. But the thing is, the place where we were sitting was amazing, because they had the full lagoon, and when we were there was like a lightning storm way in the distance. So we were like eating on this lagoon, but which was like a mirror, like all the light reflected on the lagoon. Yeah, amazing place. Check it out.
Besides the light of the stars, yeah. Get the feelings creeping inside of my heart. That makes me believe that I need you. I need you right in my arms. How could we be closer when we're worlds apart? Which compose our winds and breathes our hearts. Baby, God made us to light the dark. One thing sure, there's one thing sure.
After that, we headed up to Isla Blanca, further up. And then at one part, the lagoon and the beach, they meet. You can see the lagoon and the beach at the same time. And that's where you watch sunset. And if you're there on a clear day, it's amazing, because I think that's one of the most beautiful sunsets I've seen. And I've seen quite a few. Of course, I've seen a lot of other good, amazing sunsets before as well, so, but we're not going into that. Yeah. A lot of people there go for their quinceañera. And if you don't know what quinceañera is, that's when girls turn 15. That's a special occasion. Like all the girls dress up in big dresses, and they go to all these beautiful places to take pictures and all that kind of fun stuff. And they're mostly with five other guys from their classes. They're all suited up as well. And it's pretty much like the princess experience. It's interesting to see. But if you go there to Isla Blanca, you'll see a few of them, probably. Yeah, so we got there some few drone shots, which were nice, and rolled them up in.
I can feel your energy pulsating down my spine. Oh, oh. I am not the enemy. No need to run and hide. No, no. But as the night draws near, we are animals of fear. Feels so cold inside my head. And as the sun comes up, we are always out of luck. There's no room for us here. It's a cold-blooded love. It's a cold-blooded love. It's a cold-blooded love. Helps us break each other's hearts. It's a cold-blooded love. It's a cold-blooded love. Helps us break each other's hearts. It's a cold-blooded love. I am not the enemy. each other's hearts. It's a cold-blooded love. It's a cold-blooded love. Helps us break each other's hearts. 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 It's a cold-blooded love.
And yeah, when we were finished, it was getting dark, so we decided to go back because the roads aren't exactly good roads, or there are no lights either. So, like everyone else, we hit it back on the road and look out if you get back, because they do a alcohol control. Well, I had one beer, so I was fine. I don't know exactly what you're allowed to drink, but in my country you're allowed to drink 2 beers in the Netherlands. But they did his alcohol test, and he was like, yeah, blow my hand. So I had to like blow in his hand. I had to blow in his hand. And he just smelled and he was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, Cancun is very well organized. You'll see like the nice police cars, like the modern police cars, which you won't see in other places. And the roads are well paved and well lit. And I'd say you can easily drive in Quintana Roo across the coast in the evening, because everything's very well lit and it's no problem at all. So people advise you not to drive in the dark in Mexico, but it depends where you are, because some places are pretty fine to drive in the dark. Yeah. Were there some annoying things in Mexico, in Cancun? Yeah, we just didn't like the fakeness and the grand hotels, and we like the more cultural places. But you already know when you go to Cancun, it's not a cultural place. So, but you can still have a good time even if you don't like all this stuff. Yeah, and that was it for this episode. For our next episode, we'll be heading to Merida, but we'll be stopping in Valladolid and Chichen Itza and Iquique before. So press subscribe to see the next video, and keep watching, and maybe you'll see a nice spot where you want to go to, and you'll see the information you need on my channel. Okay, see you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.